as we say previously, guys, we often commentate on the commentators. It's sort of one of the things we do. And I did want to show a little bit of a clip. And actually, Pere and Samah did something really interesting. And I was wondering how this would play on the other end. But what they did was they actually recorded the conversation that they had with Sean Plunket as well. Now, I wonder if, sometimes you see with Tucker Carlson, someone records the conversation and then it goes to air differently. I wonder if that was part of the rationale or reason for doing it. This is a little bit of the watching the people who are watching or commentating on the commentators. Now, we talked about Sean Plunket and David Farrier just yesterday, yeah? We talked about Sean Plunket getting, it would appear a bit unlikely from Mr. Organ, the release of family court documents that he then disseminated to the public that then caused some of those people hidden in that document to have their names released. Now, that will be interesting to see whether that goes before the courts and that Mr. Plunket has to spend some of that sweet, sweet public money that he's a beneficiary from on defending what he has done. And before anyone says he gets no public money, if you haven't heard the rationale, his funders get $300 million a year from the government. His funders get $300 million a year from the government, and then they fund him. So, yes, there is no question that Sean Plunket is a beneficiary of public money. Someone else might scrub their hands with it, just like someone else might nick the VCR, but you still buy the stolen merchandise. You're still part of the crime. All right. So anyway, so this will sound a bit different because the voices that you hear more clearly are Pere and Samah, and the voice on the phone is Sean Plunket. I would assume they would have had it on speakerphone. And I just wanted to play this bit because Mr. Plunket sets himself up as sort of a journalist, and he sets himself up as someone who, you can send leaks to and he'll disseminate them. When anyone else seems to have information that Sean Plunket doesn't like, all of a sudden, how dare they have that information? How dare they have access to that information? He must tell them right now where that information came from. Yet it's exactly what he does all the time. Let me play you a couple of minutes of this conversation. And this is where they're talking about the kaumatua at that Orewa meeting being berated by people, right?
That made me angry.
That's part of the conversation. And note, Mr. Plunket is more concerned when it's someone else's information as to how they got it, rather than the information itself.
No, if you look at the video of this kaumatua during the Q&A session, speaking as calmly as you've ever seen anyone speak, and then to see him,
who took the video?
And then to see him shouted down.
With you, and how did you get the video?
What?
Sean, in that video, he was asking a question.
Who took the video, and how did you get hold of the video?
Sorry, I'll just finish.
Simple question.
The kaumatua was speaking at the Q&A session.
Who took the video, and how did you get hold of the video?
The video was taken by another member at the attendee of that meeting. I'm not sure what.
Who was aligned with you?
Is it illegal to take videos at public meetings?
Pere, okay. No. So what
no,
is now
Sean, please. Look, I'm happy to answer your question, Sean.
This is infiltration of a meeting with someone else there to film it.
Literally, Sean, I'm happy to get this person to speak with you as well. I've never met them in my life. They sent us.
See, this is what Plunket does. Now, Pere is defending something that shouldn't be a conversation.
Yeah.
Pere is having to waste time saying, look, we'll get them. It's like, it doesn't matter how they got it. It doesn't matter who they got it. It doesn't matter whether the person went in under false pretenses or not. It was filmed in a public meeting and given to these guys. This is not a conversation that needs to happen. But see, what Mr. Plunket decides to do is he decides to filibuster, right, by filling the time with air, rather than talking about the content of the video. When it's not his information, he's more fucking concerned about how they got that video. It is utterly disgusting.
The video, because this kaumatua was abused by a supporter of Julian, and they were concerned. And then if you look at the comments that have come through on this video, thousands of comments that people being disgusted, seeing this disrespect to this kaumatua. And that's not the only thing that I want to say in terms of Julian's disrespect to kaumatua.
Okay, and I'll give you a chance to do that. But righto, I want to go back to Julian for a moment. You will get another chance.
And you'll be surprised, Chewy. Don't trust me, I'm not going to put everyone through that. At no point in this whole conversation around co-governance with Julian Batchelor did Julian Batchelor get talked over, shouted down, questioned. None of those things. It's really funny, how Pere and Samah were the ones that seem to be, shouted at, talked down to, talked over. I don't. Maybe it's just a coincidence, Chewy. What do you think? Just a coincidence?
Yeah, no, very out of character for Sean Plunket to be an absolute fire hose full of shit. Just absolutely flooding the room with effluent. I mean, yeah, as we said, it was a public meeting.
Yeah.
Who cares if someone's recording? Of course they're going to send it to someone. Why is this great investigation of Sean Plunket unleashing the fact that somebody can send a video in an email? That's probably what he's baffled about. Actually, that's 100% what it is. He didn't know that you could do it over email.
The other thing about
look, no, let me speak. How does YouTube work? Tell me now.